Welcome to this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. Before I move forward, may I request you to subscribe, like, follow, and comment on whichever platform you are watching or listening to this show on. And today we have Vikas Singal, founder and CEO of Sam Blogs, an award-winning SEO agency. Is an entrepreneur, a professional SEO expert, and digital marketing strategist. Welcome to the show, Vikas.
Thank you so much for having me here on your show. It means a lot to me, Ajay.
Thank you for your time. So, as the topic says that understanding the big SEO gold rush with you. So, because very simple question is that everybody is talking about SEO. You get emails about SEOs, and for small businesses, large businesses, and especially freelancers and small businesses, they see this word SEO everywhere. Even I get to see this word SEO even for YouTube and everything. So tell us what this rush is all about. You know, it's as if like the gold rush of California. Tell us about this.
Sure. I'll get into this. To begin with, when we started SEO, in fact, I started SEO in 2010. Nobody knew about it. Knew about it. People used to ask me what you do. I used to tell them I do SEO. Nobody understood it. They thought it is something which is not easily available. Not There was no common knowledge about SEO. So for you guys, as you know, SEO stands for search engine optimization. Search engines, when you speak about search engine, it is the first thing comes into your mind is Google. So when you are optimizing for Google, you take it as search engine optimization. So the thing is, it started in 2010 or maybe earlier than 2010, and people started running about it, how it works, how you can get your sites on the top of search results. And once you see the results, like once you get the traffic, that traffic is natural, that is coming from genuine people, real people, and that brings sales. And once people started seeing like this organic traffic, which is like putting money into it, just like it's not like another ads. For ads, Facebook ads or Google ads, if you put money, the money will go like this. But if you stay regular in SEO, you continuously do SEO organic search, people will come to know about your brand, about your intent audience. They will come to you, buy things, query, there will be queries. So things started like SEO is right now, it's not a gold rush, I would say. It is the place it deserves to be. It is the value, it has to be there. Because if you put money into Facebook ads or Google ads, as compared to this, if you put money, set aside a money and put into SEO, search engine optimization, it can give you huge ROI. For small businesses, those who don't have a bigger budget for ads and everything, they can't go and put so much money out there. For those people who are trying to compete with big brands, SEO is the thing. There are over 1 billion sites on the internet, and if you see the Google, there are only 10 sites on first page of the Google. So there has to be SEO. SEO is not a gold rush. SEO is the main thing. Every marketer, every single individual should peek into this, how it works, how you can get benefit from it. So I would say every small businesses must invest in SEO.
राइट तो विकास आप हमारे बहुत सारे और लॉट ऑफ और ऑडियंस इज फ्रॉम स्मॉलर प्लेसेस, बहुत सारे लोग स्मॉल बिजनेसेस में हैं, फ्रीलांसर्स में हैं। तो सबसे बड़ी तो समस्या ये होती है कि यार चलो हमने बिजनेस सेट कर दिया, अब उसमें मेहनत करें। फिर अब ये पहले इतना नहीं था, अब ये नई समस्या आ गई एसईओ। अगर आप एसईओ नहीं करेंगे तो आपके बारे में कोई नहीं जानेगा। तो जितने कंसल्टेंट्स हैं वो भी चिंता में हैं। एक डॉक्टर है, अगर उसने भी अपनी बात करनी है तो वो भी अपने काम से ज्यादा क्या एसईओ के बारे में सोचे। क्या बिजनेसमैन अपने प्रोडक्ट्स को प्रमोट करने के बदले एसईओ के बारे में सोचे? फिर उसके बाद और भी बहुत सारे स्मॉल बिजनेसेस और छोटे छोटे कंसल्टेंट्स, छोटे छोटे जगह पे लोग अपना छोटी चीजें कर रही हैं उसमें भी अपनी वेबसाइट करके रखें, तो क्या उनके लिए दुनिया अचानक इतनी प्रॉब्लम से हो गई कि एसईओ नहीं तो दुनिया नहीं? इसके पहले ये बात उतनी आती नहीं थी, तो वो डिफरेंस आप हमें समझाइए, बिकॉज इंटरनेट इज, वी आर स्टिल इन वेब 2.0, तो उस वक्त नहीं है और ये पिछले 3 साल में अचानक ही ये समस्या सुनने को आ रही है। तो पहले तो आप एसईओ समझाइए जनरल लोगों को कि ये एसईओ है क्या, वो आपने बताया भी, लेकिन
श्योर
थोड़ा सा
श्योर
उनकी
श्योर,
समझ के हिसाब से। और दूसरा,
ठीक है।
क्या एसईओ नहीं करेंगे तो हमारी दुकान नहीं चलेगी? एसईओ हमको दुनिया में अगर नहीं जानेगा गूगल, वैसे हमें नहीं जान पाएगा, या फिर और भी कोई? तो ये जो क्या है, क्या ये सिर्फ ऑनलाइन की दुनिया क्या सिर्फ बड़े ब्रांड्स के लिए है जिन्होंने जिनके पास बड़ी बड़ी टीम्स के लिए पैसा खर्च कर सकते हैं, या फिर इनमें मुझे फिर से सब कुछ सीखना पड़ेगा?
Nothing like that, sir. Actually, SEO is not a problem. It's a solution.
ओके,
It's a solution to so many problems you might come across when you run a business. If you talk about doctors, let's say the doctors are working, they are getting patient, but somebody who is a smarter doctor, he invests in SEO, who works in SEO. So what happens to him? Despite the normal audience, he will start getting other queries as well. From online people, he will start getting leads. So it's beneficial for him, for everybody out there, not just about the doctors. You can get a barber shop or anybody running a small business. If offline people are already coming, if you are doing SEO, then there is scope. People will search for your brand and then come. It's an addition to your already existing income. So it's not a problem. It's a solution. So
ओके,
secondly, I'll go into the basic concept of SEO. So it's not always you are putting thousands of dollars into SEO. If you have a small budget, or if you want to start out on your own, you can do SEO on your own as well. You need not to hire a consultant every time. For example, SEO, the broad word is search engine optimization. SEO,
राइट,
there are two types of SEO. One is on page SEO, and then one is off page SEO. On page SEO, as the name suggests, it's about on the page. If you have a site, let's say it's my site samblogs.com, every changes, everything which has to be done on the site, like changing the title of the site, changing the content of the site, changing H1 tags, S2 tag, it comes under on page SEO. For example, if a dentist want to target local people in Jaipur, so if he will have his title like best dentist in Jaipur in the title, then in the same thing he will have somewhere in the content quick remedy for root canal in in the content. So he will give a Google and other search engine a idea that he is targeting Jaipur people, then he is targeting an audience which is in India. So it's like giving a signal to Google. So this is on page optimization, this is called on page SEO. Then comes off page SEO. Off page SEO is like building links to the site, towards your site. Let's say, for example, I'll go to a press release site, I'll write about a article about dental and everything, and then link back to my own dentist site, dentist client. So he will get referral traffic from that site. He will get improve his search engine ranking. For example, he will somebody later in the after a few weeks, 3 4 weeks, somebody goes and type best dentist in Jaipur. So his site will come up. Once his site will come up, people will call him. There, his traffic will increase, his revenue will increase. So SEO, overall, SEO is like a solution, or it's not a must. It's not a must. You are doing online, offline business, but there is the as the things are changing, as we have seen in pandemic, things go online. Things can go online anytime. So it's better to have as a business mindset. You should have your presence online. You should have your Facebook page. You should have your LinkedIn page. You should have your presence, so everybody looks about you. They will get more confident about your brand. Once you brand yourself, it's a perk for the small businesses to compete with big businesses. They can have SEO and they can compete and they can come on top of the Google and they can attract lots of traffic.
okay, okay, because so, but tell me one thing, earlier on it was no, not so much talked about. Now every day you are getting mails and messages from a lot of companies, international experts, national experts, And there are people, genuine people working, but it looks like your life depends on your on all that. Your life is, your business is depending quite a bit, and the day you are not getting any business or any orders, you think there is something wrong with the SEO. And nobody, and then there is the SEO, then metadata, and in amidst all these things, even Google is working. So search engine optimization should be done by the search engine, not the people. But here, the search engine is doing its own thing, and here people are doing the optimization part. But jokes apart, just tell us what are the myths in terms of SEO and amongst people around it, so that they can know
Yeah,
about it and make the full use of it.
sure, sure. There are so many myths about SEO. Actually, SEO, there is no particular guidelines about SEO. Actually, if you know, there is nobody who is there who can tell like this has to be done, this should not be done. Still, there are so many misconception about SEO because it's a vast field. Because it's so vast, there are so many misconceptions. I'll cover the basic misconception about SEO.
Right.
First, SEO is a one-time thing. People think so many webmasters come to me saying that they have a limited budget, so they want to rank on top of Google within 1 month. In 1 month, they want to rank on top of Google in 1 month. It doesn't work like that. It is a continuous process. You need to stay regular with SEO. If you are regular with SEO, you can get a huge ROI as compared to Facebook ads, Google ads, and other type of digital marketing. Owners, I would say, should have a separate budget for SEO and keep in mind that it's not a one-time thing. This is the biggest misconception about SEO. First, SEO is one-time thing. Second, link quality, link quantity is more important as compared to link quality. People think if they have got 2000 backlinks as their competitor has got only 200 backlinks, they are ahead of them, which is not true. In fact, it is more about quality of the links. If you have a high quality links coming from high authority website, it can be more effective as compared to 100 links coming from average website. For example, if you go by example, a link coming from Facebook can be more beneficial as compared to a link coming from an unknown site. So it's more about quality. It's not about link quantity. Third, SEO is dead. People think there are so many algorithm changes, search engine have become smarter, and SEO has become dead. But it is very much alive. The tactics and algorithm have changed, but if you are doing it properly and you are staying continuous with SEO, you are bound to see traffic, you are bound to see sales. So it's not that. These are the three main misconception about SEO. SEO is a one-time thing. SEO quantity is everything, and SEO is dead.
Okay. Okay. So I have got one misconception to clear, Vikas, and that is that uh, whoever talks to me, because a lot of my content goes on YouTube and other places. So in general, whoever talks to me or to businesses also, I've talked. There are hundreds and hundreds of SEO experts, and everybody tells you that I will get you ranked on the top page of Google. Now, if 100 people just in my locality, if they promise me that they will, rank somebody on top of Google on a particular search, how does it work? How much space does Google top rank has? Can you tell it for us exactly? What does it
Yeah,
mean when
it's
somebody say, I will rank you on top of Google page?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. Interesting question because even I being a SEO consultant, I got so many mails asking people who will say we will rank you on top of Google. So it's funny thing at the same time. So you before you hire an agency, you do your proper research because there are people who because of this SEO, everybody has learned that this term there is no certification or something from Google so that we can vouch that we are really actually working for Google. So whenever you are getting this kind of spam or something like that, you can skip those scams. And then the best thing I would say, if they are telling you just search where they are actually ranking for their term. Like if they are even actually ranking for digital marketing firm in Delhi, or maybe best digital marketing firm in India, if they are actually ranking for those terms, they are the real people. They people know the stuff. Or actually if you go by awards and everything, as I told you, we recently got an award for best emerging SEO company in India through Business Mint. So these are the things. Apart from that, I will say check their reviews, because if people are authentic, you can go with them. Otherwise there will be so many spam emails and everything. Everybody claims to be the expert, but nobody is there. It's like it happens in every field. So you better do your own intelligence and do research before hiring a SEO consultant.
Right, because so I've got a question from Shweta Patra from New Delhi. So she asks, and I guess we'll put it in the larger aspect of small businesses, is that how long does it take for the SEO optimization to work, and how do we know if SEO is working? Any tips for small business? Now, see, after a lot of effort, suppose people put in that yes, I have done a good job with the SEO, I've learned it and I've done it, and I put a lot of things. So when do they know it is working? Orders cannot just say, okay, you are getting orders, so it's working. And if you are not getting orders, it's not working. So just clear this for small business, especially.
Sure. It's a very good question from her. There are tools. There are tools from which you can know it's working or not working. I'll just mention two tools. One is Ahrefs, ahrefs.com.
Okay.
It's a paid tool. It's a third-party tool. It's not owned by me or some agency. It's a third-party tool. So whenever you start with SEO, you take your initial stats from that tool. Ki where we stand now, how many domain rating we have got now, how many keywords we are ranking as of now, how many organic traffic we are getting as of now. So once you get the initial stats, let's say your DR domain rating is 0, your organic traffic is 10, your backlinks are 100, you have this initial figure. Once then you do SEO for 2-3 months, and then again go to that tool and check your stats. It will be different. It will be, if you are doing correct SEO, your domain rating will be jumped, your organic traffic will be jumped, your backlinks will be jumped. So we will know actually SEO is working. First thing, this is the first tool, ahrefs.com. You can go online and see for it. It's a third
Okay.
party tool. Second, but it's a paid tool. Second, it's a free tool from Google itself. It is called Google Analytics.
Okay.
What happens in Google Analytics? You verify your ownership on Google Analytics. You submit your site there, so that you can check all the traffic sources. You can see how many traffic I'm getting from Facebook, how much traffic I'm getting from LinkedIn, how much traffic I'm getting from Google search, how much traffic I'm getting from Facebook ads and everything. So you know what is working, what is not working. You can have the initial data from Google Analytics as well, and even you can compare the data from last 3 months to previous 3 months. So if you have been working for SEO for the 3 months, you can compare the data sources from last 3 months to previous 3 months, and you will know what is working and what is not working. So there are tools which small businesses should use. If they are want to use the free tool, there are tools, Google Analytics, Google Search Console. If you want to use the paid tool, there are ahrefs.com. They can use the tools and they can know if SEO is working or not.
Okay. Okay, Vikas. So now let help me understand this. When everybody talks about SEO or any other thing, they talk only about Google. Now it is understandable that Google is the prominent search engine. But is it only about Google when you do SEO, or there are other search engines also which get automatically taken care of by this?
If I talk about our process, it's not just about Google. It's about every search engine. Because if you know the target audience, if you know your keywords, it's not you are not optimizing just for Google, you are optimizing
Okay.
for Bing itself. If you are optimizing for Yahoo, even if you have YouTube videos, you are optimizing for YouTube search. Even some people optimize for Amazon search, because they are selling on Amazon, so they want to be on top of Amazon search. So it's not just about Google, it's about everything else. but there are small difference in terms of the techniques when you deploy for other search engines, mostly because 80% of traffic mostly people get from Google itself. So most of the people, when they say, as you are right, you are absolutely right, when they say SEO, they means they are optimizing for Google. But in fact, there are 20% of the people, 20% of traffic which comes from Amazon. It can come from Yahoo, it can come from Bing. So when we optimize, we take care of everything. We optimize for all the search engines, not just Google.
Okay, okay, Vikas. So one thing more is that when you do search engine optimization, there are several sites which are ranked very higher. But on top of that are the snippets. And snippets may not be of the site which is ranking on the top. It might be the one which is answering a particular query about a term or anything else in the best manner possible, and it pulls that answer out of nowhere and puts it on top of all the top places, and that comes in the form of snippet. Have I understood it correctly, Vikas?
Yeah, correctly, very correctly. Yeah,
Okay.
perfectly.
So that is one opportunity for people to write their content well enough for Google queries to find them, you know, well, answering to what people are looking for or searching for on Google. Now, does SEO take care of that? Is there a chance that you get a better chance to feature on snippets because of SEOs? How do you get into snippets?
It's a very interesting question and very smart question, because if you see the trends, 2010 or maybe in 2008, there was no feature snippets or something and anything like that, because it came in like very handy and very people are dominating it because of the structural data. It's a very technical term in SEO, but if you can, there are schema data and there are structural data. If you can optimize, and each page you can have those data, and then you are signaling in Google that we are answering this particular question. It's not just about question, it's about the location itself. Sometimes if you go and search for restaurants, it will give you the best nearest restaurant near you. So you can optimize for structural data, you can optimize for feature snippet, but it's very difficult. It's for a normal person, it won't happen. You have to have the right people, you have to have the right expert to rank for these feature snippets, so that you can get those structural data inside. And even there is a competition. So Google is very picky about this. If your site has not got authority, you won't be featured there. So if you get into those feature snippets, you first need to get the authority, and then build links according to that, or maybe your maps or everything, you should have reviews on your maps. Then only you can come into feature snippets. But it's a good point. Businesses can focus on this, but they will need a expert to do this. They won't be able to do it by their own.
Okay, okay, Vikas. So, in terms of basics, firstly, answer. Some people do have concern, like, what is this SEO? So, is SEO safe? Is there anything to be worried about in terms of SEOs? Because you get into the depth of your website and put in those keywords and change everything, and you forget actually what you are expert of, and rather you have become an expert of SEO. So, just help us
Yeah,
out.
very. Yeah, it's been good questions from you, to be honest. So yeah, even my clients ask me, is it safe? Because people have doubts. When we don't have certain guidelines, people will
इट्स
have
लाइक
doubts,
इट्स
and
लाइक
they
क्लाइंट बोलते हैं कि घर घर अपनी तिजोरी का आपको चाबी दे दिया, अब आपको सब कुछ पता है, यू नो.
same way, rightly said. So I would say it's safe, and it's unsafe as well. So
Okay.
you have to decide how you want to work. There are in our terminology, there are two type of technology terms. One is black hat SEO, one is white hat SEO. So black hat is when you don't care about penalties and everything. You don't care about what Google. You want to target and reach top spots as early as possible. So whatever, you will come to me and say, because I want to rank as early as possible. I don't care about penalties from Google. I just want to dominate the place for maybe 2 3 weeks. If they penalty me, and I won't mind. I make a new site. I'll come back to you. So there are techniques from which you can do black hat techniques, you can do redirects, you can do keyword stuffing, and you can boom, you can get ranked as quickly as possible. So there are techniques for black hat SEO. You can get ranked fast, but it will not be longer. It will not be a longer term ranking. It will be Google will catch us, and they will give you penalty. So this is black hat technique. White hat technique, it will take time. It may take time up to 1 years, maybe 2 years or 3 years. If you, it depends upon your keywords. If your keywords are easy, you may start getting ranking and traffic from second month onwards. If your keywords are difficult, let's say you want to rank for watch movies online, that's a very difficult keywords. It may take 2 years. So if you have patience, you have a legit site, you have a legit business, you go by white hat way. So that's a safe way. But if you don't care about penalties, you want to make some money, and you don't care about what happens to your site after that, you go with black hat way.
Right, right, Vikas. Uh, Now, see, as a individual or as a small business, even if I get some funds and I ask somebody to do it for me, I'm only waiting for the best results to come in. I don't know what is black, what is white, or what is gray. I just want something to happen and get more business for me. So, how does a business person know that khatra kahan pe hai? What is unsafe? And what questions should they ask? और खुद करते वक्त तो इतनी बुद्धि तो नहीं होगी. So how do they
Yeah, of
work?
course.
What are the few tips you can give for business owners that they can improve their SEO और कोई खतरे वाली बात भी ना हो.
Yeah,
और
of course, I get your point.
अगर किसी को काम दिया तो आप नजर भी रख सको कि खतरे वाली बात ना की जाए.
Yeah, of course. So I would say first, your question was right. You should always ask your agency, are we doing safe SEO? It should be your question, because there are SEO techniques which are black hat and white hat. You as a small business owner, you won't ever know if he's using black hat or white hat. You want to see results, you want the traffic, and on the same time he will think I'll give him results so that he will see the traffic and everything, and he will continue doing business with me. So it's
Yes.
tricky, very tricky. So I would say, first, always ask them if it is safe. Second, if they promise you sharp rankings in short span of time, it should be your trigger. It should trigger you that it's not going to happen. It's like everything. If you see, there are schemes which you put x amount of money and you will get 2x amount of money in 1 month. It doesn't happen, but there are schemes. Right? So that the same way, if somebody comes to you and saying, yeah, 1 month I'll rank you on top of these keywords, it doesn't happen. If it happens, it is because of wrong meanings. It is because of the wrong techniques. For SEO, if you go by white hat way, I will give you 3 tips.
Okay.
First, know your audience, know your targeted audience, know your keywords. You should know how your audience will be targeting to you, how they are trying to reach you. So for a grocery shop, it can be a grocery shop near me, best grocery shop, or for a SEO agency, it can be best SEO agency in Jaipur, something. So for every businesses, they should know how people are trying to find me. It can be best dentist in Delhi, it can be best dentist near me. So first, know your audience, how they are going to find me. Prepare a list of those keywords. This is also called keyword research. Know your audience or keyword research first. Second,
Okay.
once you know your audience, then create content to please those audience. Let's say I'm searching for a dentist, so I'll go for a dentist website. There is only a contact us form, and then that's all. There is no blog section. He's not giving any videos, tutorials, and everything. So once you know your audience, give them all the answers they could have. Like, just you ask, there can be so many questions for a dentist, there can be so many questions for SEO agencies. So you should have everything in the content, in the blogger terms. And when you search for those questions in Google, search for the for who is going to top in 1 2 3 pages, and try to beat those sites in terms of content. First, know your audience. Search. Second, produce quality content. Third, get relevant links. When I talk about relevant links, it means if I am a SEO agency, I need links from SEO forums, SEO people. If you are a grocery shop, you need links from grocery related website. So if you are a podcaster, you need links from other podcasters. So if you can take care of these three things, nobody can stop you. First, know your audience. Second, create high quality content. Third, get relevant links. That's the way.
Okay, okay. So talking of content and high quality content, because now it's the new age of artificial intelligence writing content for you. Hundreds of there are available in the market. A lot of small businesses, big businesses, a lot of writers, a lot of people are using it. So nobody can tell whether it is artificial intelligence who is writing or somebody real who is writing. But all that content is flooding the internet,
Yeah,
including
correct.
including uh, Google search engine optimization, content, metadata, whatever you can name it. I'm not an expert. Now, Google has said that they will stop promoting such artificial intelligent created content. And as of now, they have told how much it is happening. I don't know. But maybe they are working on something which can identify or differentiate between human created content and artificial intelligence created content. Now, if that happens, and a lot of content is already artificially intelligence created, then will that impact my search engine optimization standing? How do businesses deal with that? Because the agency or individual may work for it. So, what is the assurance? What can you tell us on this particular thing?
Very good question. Very good question. In fact, Ajay, it seems like you have been working in SEO for so long time.
No,
You're
I
putting up
don't know.
really good questions.
I don't know anything about SEO. I just try and understand things from a very common man's perspective.
Yeah, yeah,
I've been a
I get your
journalist for
point.
most of my life, and that's the thing. Journalists have that knack of understanding things and seeing where there is things are going
Yeah,
beyond the human part.
correct, correct. Very good question. I'll explain you small things. You're right. Right now, there are so many AI writers. They can produce 10,000 of words of content, 20,000 words of content in like few minutes. And even they are original content. If you read them, you won't be able to differentiate if it is written by AI or a human being. So, but as far as we understand Google, and we have been working very closely how Google algorithm changes, they are they are bound to catch it. No sooner or later they will catch it. As of now, it's good. If you are using it as of now, as of today, 2020 August, it is good. If you are using AI based content, they don't have algorithm to catch this content, but later on, maybe few years after, it will be caught. So I would say, if you want, you can still use those content and do one thing. Just for example, we did for our client. Actually, we were putting 10,000 of words of content for him, 5 times, like 50,000 words of content each month for him. So what he did, he asked me the same question: Can we do the AI based content? We said yes, we can do the AI based content, but we will do a human editor in between that. We
Right,
get the content done, and then a real man will read it. Real man will edit it. So instead of 10,000 words, may content may take 2 days for a man, but he can edit it in like 3 or 4 hours. That's it. So that content, it is originally written by uh, AI, but once a human comes in picture, he gives it a human touch, and that is something which is impossible to beat. Even if Google comes and catch this content, they will be, because there is a human touch, they will see this is written by human. And second, there are tool from where you can see all the if it is a content is copied or not. Like, there is a tool called copyscape. You put that content in copyscape, and it will check if this content has been used by someone else or not. If it is already used by someone else, there is no point having that content. So if you put AI based content and give human interference to it, secondly, check that content from copyscape pass. If it is good, you are good to go, and even Google can't beat you.
okay, okay. So you see the landscape that SEO is. is something that you need experts like you to handhold, or for an individual, all this knowledge that you have shared, that is also
Yeah.
going to help. It is easy to
Yeah.
do it, but there are so many things to take care of,
Yeah. Yeah.
isn't
There
it?
are so many layers to it. Yeah.
Yes, yes. My last question to you, Vikas, is that बहुत मेहनत करके सबने एसईओ सीख लिया, और अब फिर से अपने एक्सपर्टाइज की तरफ ध्यान देने लगे, डेंटिस्ट अपने प्रैक्टिस की तरफ, बिजनेसमैन अपने प्रैक्टिस की तरफ। अब एक नई चीज सुनने को आ रही है, वेब 3.0।
Oh.
हाउ डज इट चेंज माई लाइफ? क्या फिर से मुझे दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा? सो कैन यू टेल अस अबाउट हाउ इज वेब 3.0 or web 3 going to change my understanding of SEO, or would I need to start afresh? What do you say on that?
Yeah, sure. I will start from very basic. Web 1.0 was like read-only web. You could just go and see the information. It was Web 1.0. Web 2.0, 2.0, known as the interactive web. It got user-generated content like blogs, comments, like social media sites like Twitter, Facebook, e-commerce sites. Those things came into Web 2.0. Now this is Web 3.0. Web 3.0 has the potential to make web interactive even more personalized. It will be
Okay.
more personalized. It will include decentralization, blockchain technology, and token based economics. But having said that, SEO won't die in Web 3.0. It will be alive. Even Google's John Mueller has confirmed this. SEO can't die in Web 3.0 because search engine will remain there. Even if it is Web 1.1, Web 2.0 or Web 3.0, you will need a search engine. The only thing is it can be interaction can be different. For example, if you used to write first president of India, when you
Right.
used to write. But in Web 3.0, you may have Alexa or some other search engine listening to you, and you will say, who is the first president of India? So that's how it will change. It will change from the perspective that you used to type first president India because you were typing. Now you are doing the voice command. You will be saying, Alexa, who is the first president of India? So your search term has changed, your things have changed. It has the impact, but it will remain there. You still need a search engine, you still need a Google, still need a something like. So Web 3.0 is here. It will have its impact, but it won't die. SEO is forever.
Right, right, because you have answered all those questions. Your tips are going to be very handy, and I've also learned a lot of stuff
Thank you.
from you. So going forward, we'll
Thank
keep
you.
on
Thank you.
talking. We'll keep on talking. As of
Sure,
now,
sure, sure.
as, yeah, as of now, thank you so much for your time on
Thank
this
you.
show.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. And do visit us at samblogs.com.
With this, it's a wrap on this edition of the KJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much.